Hey guys, happy Friday. Actually, happy Friday the 13th, right? Super exciting. Okay. And there's actually a lot of misinformation about what Friday the 13th actually means. I did put a post out on my channel about it, so it kind of explains a little bit, but it's actually not an unlucky thing. It is a very high vibrational energy and it is a lucky number. So I just wanted to put that out there, right? Happy Friday the 13th. So today we are going to be talking about spirituality, spiritual awakening. So whatever questions you do have, you can just drop them in the chat once you are ready. Just go ahead and drop the questions in the chat. And in the meantime, because I'm going to give everybody a moment to join in, I take a minute while everybody gets on. I'm just going to do a collective card pull. It will just be really quick. I'm just going to grab one oracle card and we'll just do a quick card pull. Hi, Kiki. How are we doing? Bezalov, hi, how are you doing? My YouTube love community, how are we doing today? All right, I am doing a quick collective card pull, and then we are going to be doing the Q&A. So if you have any questions about spirituality, spiritual awakening, any of that stuff, you can drop the question in the chat. Fazala from YouTube says, today I saw your Instagram. Oh, awesome. Did you follow me? I'll look out for you. I'll look out for you. I'll follow you back. Okay, you're doing good. Awesome. Yeah, I'm on, like right now we're live on YouTube and Facebook, but I am also on Instagram. I don't normally promote it, but I'm there, right? You could definitely find me there as well. It's just Astaria Dream if anybody is interested. But yeah, so we're going to do the quick collective card pull. I do have my moon deck out because we are having a full moon and a lunar eclipse on, well, Sunday to me, but it'll be the 15th, right? Depending on where you're at in the world. But, and look out, I'll have a video coming out. I'll go post it on all the platforms too. But we'll do the quick collective card pull, and then whatever questions you have, please drop in the chat. The questions, anything has to do with that tarot, those are for Tuesdays, but anything about spirituality or spiritual awakening. Hi, Rosa from YouTube. How are we doing? Okay. Oh, wow. You know, Kiki just messaged that she still tested positive for COVID and she can barely move, but yet you're here on the live stream. I can't even believe that because you're still showing up for the positivity. You're still showing up for the love and light. You're still showing up, right? And so there is some kind of energetic vibrational reward for that. I do appreciate you coming on even though you're not feeling better. Yeah, we're sorry. We'll send you some healing vibrations, Kiki. Hopefully you have a speedy recovery. Rosa, if you have any spirituality, spiritual awakening questions, drop them in the chat. First, I'm going to do the collective card pull. Let me grab the card real quick, and then we'll jump into the live Q&A. Okay. Oh, one all the way on the ground. Jumping, quantum jumping energy. Okay, so the card we got is New Moon in Pisces. It says attuned to the divine. Okay, I feel this is actually about allowing, because here's the thing, energy can come and go. Energy is receiving and it's giving at the same time. And so are we allowing the miracles to happen? Are we too much egotistically wanting stuff? Right? There's a difference between need and want. And sometimes we have to allow the energies in to be received at what is for our highest best, what we need, right? Because, oh, if I want this and it only has to be that way, I could be blocking that energy come in. Pisces is a very highly spiritual zodiac sign, right? They're very in tune in the ethereal, up in the ethereal. So when it says attuned to the divine, be like Pisces, right? You don't have to be a Pisces to tap into that spiritual world, right? But just make sure you're open to receiving, right? Allowing the blessings to come in, allowing what you need to receive, okay? Tune in to the divine and ask, what do I need today? Show me the path. Listen, because that message might not be what you want, but you'll get the message you need. So tune into that energy, right? And then allow yourself to receive what they say, even if it's not what you two desire, right? So that's the card for the day. Okay. All right. So Fazal says, can you pull a guidance card for me? So the tarot is on Tuesdays. I only do the quick card pulls just to give everybody a minute to jump on. Fridays are always the live Q&As. I just know it takes a few minutes for people to jump on the live and type their questions in the chat. So I just really quick do the collective card pull. But that's it for the tarot. So I'm going to put the deck over here and we're done with that. You can watch the collective reading. There might be a message there for you. If not, you could join me on Tuesday for the personal readings. Hello, BD Army Girl from YouTube. How are we doing? I'm good. Thanks for asking. Rosa says, is it okay? Is it okay to ask this? Anything spirit wants me to know with this major energy shift coming towards me? So yeah, that's like a personal question that I would do a psychic reading on or the tarot readings on. So that would be on Tuesdays. These are, what is the spiritual awakening? How do I awaken my kundalini? What is a chakra, right? Anything around your spiritual path that you have questions with, how to meditate, is yoga important? Like these are more general questions about spirituality as a whole or your spiritual awakening. You can join me on Tuesday, Rosa. BD Army Girl says, can you help me? I confess to my crush. Does he love me back? Yeah, so BD Army Girl, same thing as last Friday. Fridays are the Q&As. The live Tarot Tuesdays is where I will do the more personal readings. So you guys, it's just questions about your spirituality. Lavina from YouTube says, I want to change my question. Can I do that in the chat? Lavina, I didn't even see you post a question, so drop it in. I just scrolled all the way through the chat. I'm actually not directly on YouTube because I'm streaming from Facebook and YouTube at the same time. So maybe, I'm not sure. It's not showing up on my way. So Lavina from YouTube, drop your question in the chat and then we will, I'll see what it is. Gypsy Soul, hi, how are you? Okay, BD Army Girls got it. It's okay, 17 May. I'm not sure what 17 May. I mean, that's just a couple days away. What does 17 May mean, Lavina? So if you guys are just tuning on, it is a live Q&A. I am answering questions about spirituality, your spiritual journey, spiritual awakening, okay? All right, perfect. Lavina says she's going to drop a comment in, so we'll just wait for her. And if anybody else has a question, it looks like everybody that's in the comments right now is from YouTube. I don't see any Facebook yet, but that's fine. Okay. Felicia Apps from YouTube says, hi, how was your day? It's good. It's good. It's been a good day so far. I got up early, got a bunch of stuff done. How are you doing? Welcome. Yeah, you're new, but you seem great. Oh, wonderful. Perfect. Yeah, I haven't seen you in the chat yet. So Felicia, we're doing a live Q&A. So if you have any questions about your spiritual practices, spirituality in general, what does spirituality mean, spiritual awakening, that type of stuff, just drop it in the chat. I'm just going to give Lavina a second. Lavina said she's dropping a question in the chat. So while I wait for some questions, let's just talk here for a moment about what spirituality is, right? So spirituality is a broad word and can mean a few different things. I do focus more on the spiritual awakening side because some people are, and there's no right or wrong, it's what relates with you, right? Some people who go to church and they're very religious, that's their spirituality. For me, I grew up in the Catholic Church, I went to Catholic school, and that was my spirituality. Now, did I call it spirituality at the time? No, I would have called it faith, I would have called it religion, God, whatever. Now I still, on the spiritual path, still connect with God. I still connect with Jesus, still part of my life. But now for me, it's more aligned with the metaphysical world, aligned with like that new age concepts, and a lot of there's a lot of science behind it. Like me, my spiritual path is like science and spirituality meet. Like I align with a lot of the quantum physics and quantum mechanics and like the whole quantum world and all that stuff. And so I went through a Kundalini awakening in 2019 when I met my twin flame. And after that, my whole life changed, right? Like literally, it was thrown out of the matrix, went into the fourth density ascension, right? And so everything changed. So at that point, I didn't even know twin flames existed. I didn't know there was a world outside of it. So then I was like, well, why do all these things keep coming out in my life? Like chakras, what is a chakra? What do you mean a chakra, right? And so I had to like start learning all this stuff. And so you're on the awakening path and maybe you have a similar story like me, you wake up, maybe you start seeing energies, maybe your intuition starts opening, but you're like, Why am I all of a sudden being drawn to crystals? Or why am I all of a sudden watching this YouTube tarot reader all the time? I've never been into tarot cards. Like, and it doesn't matter, right? Whatever relates with you, but like all of a sudden things started to shift for me. I started learning law of attraction, right? And there was a whole, I mean, there's so much that I've like got into, but at the same time, it was like, oh, what is all this stuff? And so that's why I want to do the live Q&A today on this, because some people, they're just starting off and they're like, oh, I found this binaural beat on YouTube, but like they don't know that like frequencies and hertz feel on a cellular level, right? And so there's stuff behind it to know. But again, what is spirituality? What is a chakra? Like what does this mean for me? Okay. All right, so let me jump back in the chat. I see there's some few questions now. Okay, Felicia says, so Q&A, a bit random, but I've been stuck on a train for 6 hours. Oh, and all bathrooms are closed. What? Never had to pee so bad in my life. What's the worst you ever had to pee? So Felicia, we're doing a spirituality Q&A. I'm glad you brought some humor into the chat because it's really good to laugh. Like laughter literally is medicine, but like I'm gonna stick to the questions that have to do with spirituality. But thanks for sharing your story. I hope you get off the train soon, Felicia, or they at least make a bathroom stop. Like maybe they could stop to let you guys pee because like I couldn't imagine holding my bladder for 6 hours. Like I have a tiny bladder, and so no way, Jose. Okay. Oh, okay. Felicia says, oh, I guess that's not very spiritual. Haha. Yeah. Okay. No worries. You're brand new. You saw live Q&A and I didn't actually put anything after it. Sometimes in the title, I'm like live Q&A chakras, live Q&A angels, live Q&A love attraction. And because I was doing a general one, I just assumed, my subscribers knew, but I should also anticipate there's always new people like you. So that's my bad, Felicia. I'm actually glad you shared your story because it brought a little bit of not laughing at you, but God, I feel for you. I'm so sorry. Bunny from YouTube says, hello, can I get a reading? So those are on Live Tarot Tuesdays. This is a live Q&A like the title of the video says. So we're only doing Q&As. Okay. Anyways. Okay. Lavina says on 17th May, my name is listed. I dropped my question for the Tuesday free reading. I want to change that. Oh yeah. So that's Tarot Tuesdays, right? So you're telling me you're on the list, and you have a reading on May 17th. Yeah. So I'm leaving all the tarot stuff, off of this, guys. This is the live Q&A. So let me see. Tuesday, next Tuesday. Just come. Lavina, are you gonna be able to join the chat live? If not, if you're not gonna be there with me live to update your question, just drop it in now and I'll update it on my own. But you guys, let's stick off of the tarot. Those are for Tuesdays, and we will stick to the spiritual awakening questions. Okay. So if you guys are just tuning on, like I said, this is the live Q&A about spirituality, spiritual awakening. If you guys have any questions about spirituality, spiritual awakening, anything, now is your time to drop it in the chat. I'll probably give you guys like 2 more minutes. I don't see anything else in the chat. And so if you have a question, now is your time. Otherwise, we might wrap up the call. AP says, hi, can I ask? Yeah, it is a live Q&A about spirituality. So if you have a question about spiritual awakening, drop that in the chat, AP from YouTube. I think everybody knows me as the psychic tarot reader. And so they see me live and they're just assuming I'm doing the tarot readings because, gosh, we started the live Q&A, I don't know, some weeks back. And every week, every Friday, I always get people asking for the readings and dropping their personal questions in. Even though the title says live Q&A, it's interesting. People are still asking for personal readings. But yeah, guys, title is the key. Check out the title. It doesn't say live Tarot Tuesdays. It says live Q&A. Okay. AP from YouTube says, could you please tell me, am I going through a spiritual awakening? So, okay, AP says, I have all these synchronicities, issues, and all. Okay, so I will talk about synchronicities. They started to happen before my awakening, and they started happening so much. I didn't know what a synchronicity was, right? It's almost like I would think about something and it would just show up. Or I was thinking about something that showed up on my phone, or all of a sudden somebody comes in a conversation and starts talking about whatever it was, all these things were just like falling into alignment for me. And I didn't know what was happening. I was just thought I was lucky. I thought all these wonderful energies were coming in. And then it was started, like the angel number started repeating. Everything started speeding up to the point where like, this isn't a coincidence. Like, I don't know what's happening anymore. Why is it so much? To the point I had to look it up. Like, why do I keep seeing 11 o'clock? Why does this keep happening? And I'm starting to look up these things, and I'm starting to realize there is this whole other spiritual world. And I came across the word synchronicities, right? So what I will say is they can start coming before your spiritual awakening. And then when you're going through one, they'll be very intense. And even after you go through the awakening, they will still happen. I went through my awakening back in 2019. I still have synchronicities that happen in my life on a daily basis. Sometimes maybe once a day, sometimes 20 times a day. It just depends on where you're at in alignment and what's going on. Because when you're in that balance aligned energy, it could be like every hour. It's crazy. Like, again, it's not always like that, but so you're having synchronicities. Do you want to talk about that a little bit more, AP? Because you say, could you tell me if I'm going through a spiritual awakening? It's hard to tell if you're going through one personally just by that question. I'd have to know a little bit more of your backstory, like what you're experiencing, to be able to say, okay, yeah, that's spiritual awakening, or if it's just, but here's the thing. Here's what I'm going to say. Sure, please share AP. But here's the thing, if you're questioning if you're having a spiritual awakening, I would say like most likely you're having one. If you're here on the live chat going, oh, she's talking about spirituality and spiritual awakening, let me see, is this right for me? Then most likely you're having one. Because if your attention isn't focused on that before, and all of a sudden you're getting drawn to the spiritual world and you don't know why, like I would say like 99%, if you are questioning if you're having it, you're having it. Because why else is that in your awareness? Right? I didn't even know that world existed. And then all of a sudden it kept showing up. So most likely you are already having it, but sure, I'd love to know more. Okay. Funny from YouTube says, am I spiritually awake? Again, I can't tell. I'm not live on the call with you. I don't know your backstory. You would have to let me know about your life, right? What's going on? So I could answer that, but that's more like a psychic question. Like you guys have to give me a little bit more information. AP says yes, but now I don't see much number synchronicities. Okay, so I'm assuming you did in the past, but I see mirror numbers. That's fine. I call those angel codes. AP says I have dreams that come in almost similar in real life. So premonitions. Yeah. And then AP says I have a feeling of search inside, incomplete feeling all the time. This is all very common. Let's talk about these one by one, AP. Okay. You see the number sequence and they go away. Two things can happen in this. One, you're in that really balanced state that I was talking about. And when you're not so balanced mentally, physically, emotionally, and spiritually, they can go away. They also can go away because you're in a really good spot and you don't need that constant reassurance. Because sometimes they show up as a message, as a guide to say, hey, your angels are here. Here's the message for you. But sometimes when you're so balanced and aligned, it doesn't need to be thrown in your face anymore because you got this. So that's a couple reasons they can stop. Like I said, the mirror numbers I call angel codes. It's basically the same thing, just different name. But if you're now seeing the numbers from the codes, you're still getting divine messages. You can look them up for additional meaning. If you're into numerology, you might know what they mean. But if not, you could just look up the numbers themselves. Okay, AP says, I have dreams that come in almost similar in real life. That's amazing because not a lot of people do. I'd call that a premonition. That means you're clairvoyant, right? You don't actually have to see with your mind's eye to be a psychic, a clairvoyant. If you get the message in a dream, dream messages are very profound, right? You're already opening your psychic channels. We all have different psychic senses for a reason. We can't all be the same. So that is one of your psychic gifts, AP. Yes, you are spiritually awake and aware. If you're getting premonitions, you've gone through some kind of awakening. Maybe your third eye is open, but that's literally like clairvoyant energy. Funny says, I am struggling with my life. Honestly, because I know you asked earlier, Funny, you said, am I awake? Dark night of the soul is part of the process. It can actually happen before the awakening and after, but you'd have to share a little bit more. AP says, I have a feeling of search inside, incomplete feelings all the time. This is totally common, AP. People who awake, all of a sudden, they have a longing to go home. They don't know where home is, but they don't feel comfortable on earth. Why am I human? I don't want to live where I live. I just want to not be here. Not suicidal, but you're just longing for a feeling. It's like, I know I have this feeling, this love somewhere else. I don't know what it is. I can't put my finger on it, but I want to be there, right? And the other side of that is all of a sudden, let's just say you've been, I don't know why I always say the accountant, but it doesn't matter. Let's say you've been an accountant your whole life. I have a thing with numbers. That's probably why I do that. But let's say you've been an accountant your whole life, and all of a sudden you go through awakening, everything changes. You're like, well, what's my life purpose? What's my soul's mission? I need to change jobs. Like trying to find that next spiritual step for you can be with work, but wanting to know your life purpose is so common with the spirituality and the spiritual awakening. Ashley Marie from Facebook. Hi, hello. Good afternoon to you. We are doing a live Q&A. I've just been answering some of the questions on the YouTube side, but Ashley Marie, if you have a question about spiritual awakening, you can drop it in the chat, or anybody else that's on the Facebook or the YouTube platforms. AP says, yes, I do look up the numbers. You know, so did I in the beginning because I was seeing them so much. I didn't know what it meant, right? Because I was like, this is not a coincidence anymore to see 1111 anywhere from like 2 to 6 times a day. It was like insane, right? And so I had to look them up. But then once I realized there was a message in the angel numbers, I continued to look them up until I learned numerology. And I kind of like, I mean, I was like obsessively looking them up, but I would see them so often. But now I know, I'm like, oh, okay, 1111, I know what that means. 222, it's like, you know what that means. But again, there's always a message there if you do look them up. AP says, I used to feel someone's presence at times, like somebody. So that's common too. Sometimes we sense energies. Can I ask you, AP, do you sense them at night or just random times, right? So that can be a couple things, and I would trust your gut with this because that can be a guardian angel, it can be an archangel, it can be a spirit guide, it can be a deceased loved one. Sometimes when we feel kind of funny about it, like, oh, somebody's watching me, it's just our ego's reaction of, I'm not comfortable with this different energy that's vibrating outside of the third density out of the earth vibration. And so people are like, oh, it's bad. But most likely it's just a foreign feeling and people are reacting negatively because they don't understand it. But if it gives you the heebie-jeebies, like a bad feeling, then it's a lower vibrational entity. And I would probably get out the sage and cut some cords, AP. AP says, but I don't know what can satisfy me, right? And so that's what I'm saying. A lot of people wake up and they're trying to find the life purpose and they're trying to find out what's next. For me, like I said, I tried a bunch of things. I got into like as many as I could because I needed to understand my logical mind, needed to understand what was happening, and I needed answers so then I could rationalize it, right? That's just how I process. And so I tried a bunch of stuff and I found what works for me. One of the stuff I do in my coaching is I do help people find their life purpose. So if you are interested in that, AP, let me know, or anybody, because I do have I have some great tools on how to find out what works for you. AP says, seeing I have seen non-living people in dreams looking at me. So you know what it feels like, AP? That's the second dream message you've said. It sounds like that's where you're most connected. So what I would do, AP, going forward, and just you can do it whenever, but just as a tip, since you're so connected to the spiritual world in your dreams, maybe when you go to bed, if you're looking for that message or you're looking for, let's say you have something wrestling around in your head and I can't decide, should I do this or that, A or B? What is it, left or right? I don't know, yes or no. What you can do is you can set an intention before bed. You set the intention always of love and light. I connect to my angels of love and light. I would like some clarity on what to do regarding this, ... And you can set a dream intention to get the answers in the dream because AP, it seems like you're getting a lot of messages in the dream, maybe premonitions about others, maybe premonitions about yourself. But if you're looking for some guidance, you could always connect with your team of light in your dreams and just set that intention before you go to bed. Make sure you do it of love and light, right? Because if you just set the intention to connect with the angels, you want to make sure you're connecting with the high vibrational love and light beings, right? Okay. Does anybody else have any questions about spirituality or spiritual awakening? I'll give you guys just another minute. I don't see any more questions in the chat. We'll probably wrap up the call. But if anyone was interested in learning about how to find their life purpose, you guys can schedule an awakening call. I will drop the link in the chat in just a second. Or I'll probably drop it in the comments after we're done because I'm about to get off. Wait, hold on. There's a couple comments. AP says, I feel like I make myself suffer, like something inside me makes me work against my intuition. A couple things that could be, right? everything that happens, like law of attraction, you are what you attract, right? But everything starts internally first. And if something is going on the cellular level, if you have free radicals inside, and so you have lower vibrational entities or parasites, and I listen, a lot, you'd be surprised at how high of a number that actually people do have parasites, right? It's just like free radicals, it's in everything. And so when you ingest something, even with a free radical, put your cells in the spike energy, right? Because it's missing an electron, and so now it's going to go steal it from another cell, and that cell is going to steal it from another cell. So if you have something going on a cellular level, whether it is the parasites or the free radicals, listen, the free radicals are in the air, it's on the meats, it's in the produce, it's like purposely put into a lot of stuff, and so it's pretty common for most people to have it. That's why you want to get the organic and stuff like that. But just ingesting that free radical alone can cause up to like 80% of mental health stuff. It's crazy. So you say stuff's going on inside. Well, maybe you need to do a cleanse. A water fast can help clean that stuff out. There's a lot of things you can do. I've got some good herbs you can take to get rid of like parasites and stuff. But if you're looking for how to do a cleanse to get rid of anything like that, that's what I would suggest. It just sounds like if it's inside and you need a cellular cleanse, which again, fasting is just one way to do it, but it's probably the quickest and one of my personal favorites. Carol Gotcher Tool from Facebook says, I have a question. Okay, go ahead and drop it in. I'm only going to be on a few more minutes. So guys, if you do have a question about spirituality or spiritual awakening, this is the last chance to drop it in. AP, oh, you're welcome very much. Okay, says, yeah, that would be great. Okay, yeah, I will. I'm live from my phone today and not I don't know why. It's really weird. I'm not on my laptop. I'll throw it in the comments as soon as the awakening call link. As soon as we are off, I'm going to take this last question. Let me see. You're welcome, AP. Okay, Carol from Facebook says, I woke up after a medical procedure and 3 men were standing by my bed. I said hello, and they said everything is going to be okay. Oh, that just gave me goosebumps. They turned, walked away, right past the nurse. I asked her who they were, and she said, who? Oh my God, that gave me goosebumps. Were these my guides? So here's the thing. They were definitely somebody protecting you. If they were there after you had a medical procedure, these are somebody that's looking out for you. Are they your guides per se? I can't actually tell because I'm not in the room. I didn't meet them, but I would say who else would be there? If you just went through something, anything like we have personal angel guides, right? We have personal guardian angels that are with us, but we also have other angels that watch out for us. We also have an archangel. We have ones that work with for a lifetime, ones that go in and out of our life all the time. But here's the thing. It could be a deceased loved one. Sometimes you may not even see the face. It's just a feeling. It's, oh, they're orbs of light, or I just know there's a being looking out for me, right? I saw these people. They looked real. No, they were there. I know they were. If you're telling me it's right after you had some medical procedure, I would for sure say they are on your team of light. Now, you want to call them a spirit guide, an angel, whatever you want to call them, that's fine. But I feel like when you said that, especially when I got the goosebumps, they were there to protect you, to make sure everything's okay. Sometimes, now not always, because they don't always, we have free will. So like angels won't always intervene. But if somebody's in a life or death situation and it's not their time to die, the angels can actually work through the doctor. The doctor will have no idea that the angel's taking over, but the angel takes over to make sure that they don't die because it's not their time. So if they were there, they could have been there in a moment of comfort. They could have just been saying hello, but with the strongest energy I feel is they're protectors of yours. They'd be with your team of light is what I'm intuitively feeling, Carol. Okay. All right, guys, I think that is the last question because I don't see anything else in the chat. So we're going to wrap it up. But yeah, so I'll be back next Friday. Like I was saying, guys, every Friday is the live Q&A. So we'll have a topic next week. I left it a little bit broad today. Carol says, I've had several things like this happen to me. I would love to talk about this sometime. Thank you. Carol, perfect, because that's the other thing I was saying just a minute ago. AP was talking about struggling to find their purpose, and I had these free awakening calls where I could basically guide on that, but we could definitely talk about this some more. Give me 1 second. I'm going to drop it in the comments as soon as I get off here, and so you guys could schedule that as well. And so we could go deeper into this if you guys like. But yeah, book the free awakening call. I do intuitive spiritual coaching if you guys want to do that as well. As a lot of you people were asking for the tarot readings, I'm sure you guys know I am the psychic tarot reader. Whatever you guys like, I will drop my schedule link. But if not, the free awakening call there is as well, where we can build a roadmap for what you need to get out of dark night of the soul, learning how to meditate, maybe how do I connect with my spirit guides, like all that stuff. We basically set up a plan for you on the awakening call that's going to best serve you. So that is the free option I will put in there, and I'll add my scheduling link as well if anybody wants to book anything. Other than that, guys, happy Friday the 13th, and I will be back here next Friday. All right. Till then. Oh, yep. Until then, thanks so much. See you guys. Oh, you guys get anything out of this video, do me a favor, that thumbs up button. This way I know you got something that resonated. If you guys are subscribed to my YouTube channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button. And there's a bell too. I want you to hit the bell and turn on all notifications because I do daily videos. I don't want you guys to miss out on any upcoming messages. That next message just might be the message that you need to hear today. Almost forgot my spiel. I only say it like 100 times every day, but all right, till next time. See you guys. Be blessed.